Another couple little European units. These are both German, a Holder and a Bungart. And these are rare in the US because in the 60s we had a booming agricultural industry, and they didn't really have to import a lot, and these would have been a lot more expensive than locally produced tractors. Like the Ford Model T and the Fordson before it, little gray Fords were everywhere and everybody had access to them, so they used to build all kinds of conversions. It's a road grader powered by a little gray Ford, and then the Funk V8 if you really wanted to rip the rear end out of your tractor quick. Infamously, the Fordson and the little gray Ford had a worm gear rear end drive, and the most important warning when you made a conversion to a higher power engine, the 6 or 8 cylinder, was to be careful, because that worm gear drive could not handle the power very well. But they're still fun to see and interesting to hear run. Cute row of scale models here, and most of these are based on Cub Cadets, but they've got dummy details like the pulleys and fake starter on the side. And the notable oil filter that sticks out the side of the U is made a dummy on the side there. And they also did a good job with the operator's area. It's got all the correct knobs, and they move the steering wheel. A lot of these don't work, but they look really nice. Alice Chalmers scale operating area. And they replicated the steering for that Ford. All very nicely done. Another fake pulley on this McCormick model. Great detail on these. Cute roll of Farmalls, and the Battleship Gray of the original. Because the Farmall was sold as an all-purpose tractor and spent so much time on the road, I always think it's interesting that the change to red was sold as a safety feature to make them more visible to motorists and other road users. Living in Illinois, I get to see a ridiculous number of these Dane tractors. The original John Deere tractor, they built them in Waterloo, Iowa, and sold them a few. And depending on the accounts, they were supposed to be recalled, but like a lot of manufacturers going for the tractor boom in the early 1900s, they were working on their own, but then they purchased the Waterloo Engine Works, lock, stock, and barrel, and acquired the Waterloo Boy tractor, which was far superior to this design. so they abandoned this. Some accounts say they were supposed to have recovered all the tractors and destroyed them. Obviously that didn't happen. The Dane is pretty emblematic of the early designs. A lot of attempts to solve traction issues for steel-wheeled tractors involved a big drum and all-wheel drive, because steel wheels are pretty low traction actually. So the Dane has a lot of interesting features, but was significantly more complex and harder to manufacture and more expensive than the Waterloo Boy. Got here just as they were done using this U on the silage filler.